Okay, guys, it's time for the impressions video you've all been waiting for, Animal Crossing New Leaf. So I like the way that they're doing this new one.
God, no.
Like the character designs are a lot longer, which makes like the detail on the clothing a little bit more stand out. A little bit, you know. That's what do you
He's
guys?
on drugs.
Shun away the non-Sonic aficionado.
Oh yeah,
Here,
there's some blue hedgehog running around on spheres or something. I don't give a shit.
yes, we're talking about the new Green Garden Galaxy game.
Yeah, it's doubly funny because there was a rumor of a Green Hill Galaxy in Super Mario Galaxy 2 right before that was to be released, and now we've got that as a game. And
Then Izuka just turned his head slightly and said, "Green Hill Galaxy, you say?"
it's hilarious, actually. But I'm not going to deny that Lost. Well, let's get this out of the way first. The level structure is blatantly stolen from Mario Galaxy.
No, Lewis, it's based off of Sonic Extreme.
No, Tezuka said Extreme had nothing to do with it.
Even
I
though
know,
Aaron
I
never said it
know.
did.
He can say that all he wants. I ain't buying that.
Yeah.
I ain't buying that
I
at all.
doubt Extreme had anything at all to do with this. That was more of a fisheye camera on a Bug 2 plane.
But it produces a similar effect, though. Yeah, Extreme may have not have been true 3D for what it's worth. But to say that Extreme had nothing to do with any sort of inspiration is an outright fucking lie. I'm just not buying it.
It might, but I'm not really seeing it as much as Mario Galaxy. And setting that aside, it really doesn't matter because as much of a Galaxy ripoff as this might look at first glance, I'm loving everything I see about this game. It's like I don't even know where to begin.
It does look like a pretty good game.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look like the second coming of fucking Jesus Christ or anything, but. But I think if any of us have been looking at Sonic games and are still expecting that, we need to get our ass out of
It looks like a good
yeah.
change up from generations.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
Do you think now was the proper time to move away from the boost formula?
Yeah,
I
I think so.
I,
You
no,
can-
I don't really think so. I feel like they should have like added a different game to it, but I didn't feel like they needed to completely change the formula that they had.
I'm glad they're going to more platforming style of things.
I
Well,
think
they might not
the
have
boost
thrown
formula.
They might not have thrown out the boost formula altogether, but for this kind of level design style,
It is not the focus anymore, though.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
biggest.
Sonic still
point.
looks like he moves plenty fast. Just
Yes.
not Mach speed fast.
Well,
Oh.
when you hold down the button all the way, you seem to move Mach speed fast, but
you have three options: walking, hold down right, and you can run. Hold down L on your spin dash super fast mode.
I about that sounds like it would be really, really awesome.
It sounds. Here's the thing, though, because this is actually kind of like an open eye revelation that I can't believe I didn't have when I first heard of that concept. But Sonic now has a run button. That's what it is. It's something that Mario's had since the very first fucking game, and now Sonic has it.
Sonic was always based on building up momentum and running that way.
Yeah,
But,
in the
you know,
beginning, obviously.
Yeah, and they tried to a certain extent to keep that going in the 3D games. Sonic 1 and 2 pulled that off okay, considering how those control. And then you got Heroes and Shadow, which didn't pull it off well at all. And then after that, we had Sonic 06 and the first good game, the first like legitimately good Sonic game with legitimately okay controls that came after that was Unleashed, which had a boost button, which might as well have been a run button, except crazy dial.
Well,
tilt.
no, I feel like it's kind of different because a boost button also gives you invincibility and is limited.
Well,
You know, It's a similar idea, but it's not the same thing.
well, the
Yeah,
difference,
well,
here,
and
though, the difference here is that holding down the boost button propels you forward. Holding down the run button just simply allows you to move faster when you tilt the analog stick.
Yeah, and the thing, I actually kind of like that, because as much as I like the whole momentum based thing, Sonic in a 3D plane, momentum is harder to manage in a
Yes.
precise way. So having the option to just walk without having to worry about momentum it's a relief, honestly. If I'm
I just
Still, I need to play a demo because the way it still looks like it has the potential to be really, really clunky.
It
So-
doesn't look. I've seen. I've been watching the 3DS footage and the
3DS footage seems to be a little bit tamer. Well, I don't want to say tamer. A little bit less intense.
Well, you see, here's the thing about the Wii U footage is that Aaron Weber, excellent. He's a bro. He keeps stopping things, so he's not really he's not even trying to flow through the level exactly. So I'm not seeing how well blazing through a level actually controls.
that's my biggest point right now, that I'm actually, because I've actually watched about like a lot of, I've seen the Aaron Weber playthrough, and I've seen some guys at Game Trailers play the game, and there's just one thing that's egging the fuck out of, no pun intended, it's egging the fuck out of me. It's Sonic's overall speed looks to be just right for a platformer with Sonic, but does anyone else notice that when he's running at a certain speed that he turns left and right on a dime?
He does
Yeah.
have that kind of fast turning thing, but
in conjunction
I'm not-
with the tubular level design, I just find that very disorienting and very easy to lose yourself.
I could see a lot of people messing up by doing
I
that. Yeah.
see
Yeah.
people messing up, but at the same time, in the footage, I'm seeing whoever's playing pulling it off rather well. I'm trying to decide: do they just practice a lot, or does it control well enough to allow that? And you'd have to play it yourself to figure that out.
I'd imagine it wouldn't be too much of a big deal, considering the whole parkour system they have going on. Because obviously, if you
Parkour.
if you change parkour, but if you're turning left or right on a dive, and you end up hitting the wall, Sonic's actually gonna climb up the wall and continue going forward. I will say that I am digging the parkour system.
Oh,
I
yeah.
will say, but grabbing ledges isn't something. Sonic Adventure 2 did that first.
You can grab ledges in Adventure 2.
Yeah.
Sonic Adventure 2, as I recall, had edge. It did recognize when Sonic hit an edge, it would make him stop on a dime when he hit an edge. And yeah, he would be able to grab onto ledges to pull himself up.
The thing is, I've never needed to really do that though.
You've never need. It's something you do if you just barely miss. It's more of a safe. It's more of a safety thing and not an active gameplay feature.
It happens a lot to me in Radical Highway for Sonic Adventure 2, but
Yeah. The parkour system looks.
It looks
Actually-
like a good way to keep the flow going when you're running
Yeah,
into
keep
stuff.
things moving.
You know what? I think from the way it looks in the footage, it's really intelligently implemented too. Like the wall run. If you like fuck up at a wall jump at a wall, at one point in the 3DS footage, Sonic like really badly misses a wall jump and he starts running up this wall off to the side. But instead of falling to his death, he just sort of he wigs out, starts sweat dropping all over the place while the player's trying to edge along the wall and get back to the wall that they're trying to get to. I like that kind of thing. It could get really freaking instant death level irritating if it wasn't done like that.
an entire wall run level.
It's gonna happen.
Don't give them
God.
ideas.
I'm calling it now. It's gonna
No,
happen.
it's going to be
It's
the new
gonna happen.
Skyrail. It's going to be the new Skyrail. And
But
just for like fucking irony's sake, it's going to be a Persia themed level. I'm calling it now.
We all wanted mock speed sections returned.
Mock Speed Sections was not a terribly bad concept. The problem with it was in 06 they
it
were
was
fucking
done wrong.
controllable, but then again, the entire game had borked controls. So
The
that
Mock
was
Speed sections weren't a terrible idea. The problem was everything.
The problem was that game.
The problem was that game was borked, and so were the Mock Speed sections in that game. Like you can tell the way Aaron played that Mock Speed section. It controls beautifully. In fact, it controls exactly like that other honeycomb level in Mario Galaxy. will automatically slide
It's
it down the tube.
essentially Sonic 2 half pipe only with level design.
What it made me
Yeah.
think of was, you know, at the end of Sonic Colors, after you beat Eggman and you're running away from the giant black hole bomb, there are some like pits and stuff you can jump over and stuff, but like you were constantly moving and you couldn't stop moving.
Yeah,
It just seems like it's gonna be doing that,
yeah.
but except you gotta like move to the right to go upside down and stuff a little bit more. So
It's like that. It just there's more to it, and you know you know, if they make the level design in those sections, there aren't too many of them in the levels, then fine. In the game, then fine. Speaking of levels, though, one thing that gets me is why the hell are the honeycomb and fucking candy levels part of the desert ruin zone?
Desert.
a lot of people are thinking they really mean dessert and not desert, because I'm absolutely with you on that one. There's no sand here, so why is it called a fucking desert?
In the 3DS level, there's a desert ruins level, and it's actually a desert
Yeah,
stage.
but that makes sense though. But fucking candy in the skies?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's like they took a bunch of level themes,
Drugs,
made
Johnny,
exactly
drugs.
one level of each theme, and then because there's traditionally like 7 different zones with 2 or 3 acts, they said, okay, we're going to make these 3 the Windy Hill Zone, we're going to make these 3 the Desert Ruins, and I'm just like, okay, why not just give them all different names? You
Because
know?
they had to be the word zone, and there needs to be axe because nostalgia.
it's hard to
They
come up
are-
with these names.
They are bringing a lot of nostalgic props into the levels. I've
Super
noticed.
peel outs back.
Well, the super peel outs back, yeah, and they have the animals that are actually a collectible of sorts now. But they also have like those cannons that fire you out of them from cannon to cannon from Hilltop Zone. They changed
Oil Ocean.
Oil Ocean. That yes, I'm sorry.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Hilltop's very boring.
They have they changed the boosters from Sonic Adventure style that we've been using in every 3D game ever to the black turnstile
Turnstile
ones
things.
from
Twinkle Plant.
and the 2D style ones. Yeah.
On the subject of nostalgia, that was the thing that immediately turned me off from the trailer when I first saw it. It was just Green Hill again.
Oh man, if you were there to see Ted's initial tweets.
That rubbed me the wrong way so much. Because it's just like,
Yeah.
the
Yet
thing
you're okay with Mario running around a green
I get-
grassy field for no reason.
I don't claim to be not biased. Okay, I'm just
Okay,
I'm gonna say that right now.
But like Aaron did say, Aaron Weber did say in the video that the grassy hill zone was actually going to have other different levels themes within its other acts besides just Windy Hill itself.
So
Green Hill.
Windy Hill Act 1 is the only part where it's a Green
it-
Hill version 128.
It's looking like it.
Okay.
Although you know they knowing Sonic games, there are probably going to be side missions within each level that take you back to it. So it's probably not it's probably not going to be like the only time you see Green Hill. You just you're not going to have like 6 zones of it. I hope to God you're not going to have 6 acts of it because that would get boring.
The only thing that really bugs me about the particular gimmick that we have, because they're bringing, you know, essentially the Mach Speed sections back, is that, and I've seen it in a few demo playthroughs, is that when Sonic hits a wall, he loses a life.
Wait, really?
Why? Yeah.
Oh boy.
Why?
Wait, he loses a life and then keeps going?
He hit no. He gets hit. He keeps going. Hits a wall, dies.
Oh.
He goes
Like
splat.
he suddenly we don't have parkour anymore. Bam.
That's because he has to speed up, John. He's not gonna make it.
Well, I don't want to speed
Oh.
up. Maybe you should just slow the fuck down.
Uh-oh.
You know, if they gave us like some sort of like reasoning why we have to keep running, like maybe the ground's constantly falling behind us, then yeah, I can understand why hitting a wall would pretty much just spell instant death anyway. You're gonna fall off. But so far, what I've seen, and you know, it's work in progress and shit like that. But
Do you know what I hope? Do you know what I hope they do?
In the honeycomb level itself, it did seem like Sonic was running directly downward the entire time. Downward with fucking highway physics, where he can jump and still somehow land on the wall.
Do you know what they need? Do you know what they need to do for the first Mach Speed level? Give it Wave Ocean's music as you're chasing a Ned Carrier.
It's fine. We already did it twice in 06 in one story.
Stop bringing it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that way we can experience how Sonic 06 might have actually been.
You're making Clement
Can we
cry.
forget that game, please?
It's Sonic 06 is hold on, 2007 years old now. We need to start having nostalgia for it.
Well, you see, yeah.
So at 2016 we get Sonic 12.
Yeah, we.
Princess Elise is back.
Along with realistic graphics and golden specky nipples, Eggman.
That's why I like to bring up Sonic 2 special stages and not so much, Mach Speed Zone so much, but.
Speaking of the special stages, I hear the special stages are supposed to return in the 3DS version.
That's what I heard.
That's
I
why,
hate
why only the 3DS version, first of all?
because probably I assume it's because they want to make the 3DS version more like a Genesis Sonic game because it's handheld. But I fucking special stages in every single Sonic game that has them. Hate them.
You hate Blue Sphere?
You don't like Blue
I
Sphere?
don't like. Okay,
Blue
I don't
Sphere?
like Blue Sphere. I don't. Okay, I don't hate it, but I certainly don't
Blasphemy.
like it.
So it's like the least of all the evil. Well, I can sort of understand not liking special stages because some of them have been pretty god awful. Others
Heroes.
have been just sort of
And
tolerable.
90% of them have been
I've
the same
never
half
liked a
life.
special stage, not once. It's
Like,
I've never thought,
I-
oh, this is fun. I want to do more of this. No, I've either been like eh, or hate. It's just
Yeah, to be fair, I liked Sonic 2 special stages kind of, but more from a technical standpoint of at the time, that sort of pseudo 3D was pretty cool to look at and play. The only special stages I still like today are the Blue Sphere ones.
I like the CD ones. I know a lot of people don't, but
No, I'm just
The
sort
UFO
of
ones?
CD
yeah, the
ones.
UFOs. I love the
I
UFOs.
I
I love
honestly,
the UFOs.
I honestly,
Remake or original?
I honestly didn't enjoy
Doesn't
them.
matter.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'll. They
Played
fucking suck.
so much. The special stages in CD played so much smoother in the remake version. So yeah, I can like as far as those goes, I'm mad toward the CD ones, but I kind of had fun in the CD remake.
So, do you have any other gameplay things about you want to talk about in particular? Or?
The Wisps are back.
Yeah, the Wisps are back.
Yeah, the Wisps, and you know what? We only see one in the
You
three.
see two.
No. Let me finish. In the Wii U stages, we see three stages of the Wii U, and we only saw one Wisp in the entire time.
Two.
He said the
Where
Wii U
was the
version.
second? Where was the second Wisp in the Wii U stages?
There was a laser power up, he just missed.
There was.
That's what he's talking about.
No, there was
That's-
another one we saw, the Planetoid one.
That was in the 3DS version.
That was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
The 3DS version, there
Avoid.
were two Wisps on display. There was the new purple Saturn ring Wisp.
Na 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 na.
It was really random but pretty fun.
It's
I
it's
think
Sonic
it-
becomes a Katamari.
I think it now has a name.
I'm gonna call it.
It's a playoff. No, it's a playoff asteroid. But it's not
Asteroid?
spelled asteroid. No, it's
Asteroid?
not. I don't think it's that blatant.
It's called
It-
Rock.
Let me see.
That doesn't matter. I'm gonna call it the Katamari power up anyway.
Well,
Na, na,
but you know what? The 3DS version actually does look significantly different from the Wii U version, and I wanna call attention to one thing. In the 3DS version, we saw two things that didn't pop up in the Wii U footage, and that was Lightning Shield and a Sonic Boom Kick of all things. Sonic can booms at things.
Sure,
Yeah.
that's a 3DS version.
In the Wii U version, he has a kick attack, but it's a sort of a secondary homing attack that knocks the enemy backward instead of just popping them, and seems to be the only way to break certain badniks that you just sort of bounce off of when you use the homing attack.
But it seemed effective for caterpillars, which I liked.
Yeah, again,
Yeah.
it's a distance attack. Anything to keep you away from caterpillars is a plus.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. The Sonic Boom Kick, it looks pretty badass, and I'm kind of in the Wii U footage, but I guess they gave him different moves in the 3D version because we want you to buy both versions. But so let's make them different for some reason. On that note, I might actually get the 3DS version because despite looking significantly lower budget, it also looks pretty damn fun.
It
The
really
3DS
does.
version from the footage I saw, the 3DS version seems a little bit more a little bit less awkward, I guess, from what I saw. Like the gameplay again, part of it had to do with how not flowing Wii U footage I saw was, because he's like stopping and talking about the level every 5 seconds. But from what I saw from the 3DS version, like it did actually look like it played at a pretty nice clip. So it looks. I think it might end up. I think I might get that one over the. I don't know. I need to. See.
I didn't see anything about the level design in the Wii U version to suggest that it wouldn't flow if someone were actually speeding through it, and knew how to play the game.
I thought the camera could be a little further back from Sonic, just a tad.
Really?
Because there was some really watched the demo footage that much since it was first revealed, but I recall there were times where the camera angle in particular was pretty much showing Sonic from like a top down, so we can see plenty of the green floor, but not what's ahead of him.
Well, that's actually something that I think the tube level design is going to do a lot of, because you're looking at a tube. You can only ever see like one to three sides of that tube at any given time. So there could be a complete.
If you don't angle it down, you're not going to be able to see much at all.
So it's just like you're never going to be able to see the design at any given point, unless if you're like stopping and examining every single tube as you go. And if that's the case, why are you playing a Sonic game if you're going to meticulously track every single?
I think we can see far enough ahead in this footage, given that they've slowed Sonic down somewhat. Like, if we were still going at boost speed, no, we need to be further ahead.
You can see what's coming ahead on the path that you're on, but you can't see anything that's on the path that's on like the bottom side of the tube that you're seeing.
Yeah, but something I'm noticing the Wii U footage. I'm watching now. If you're heading, the camera does seem to angle a bit so that you can see further ahead more clearly. But then when you start moving backward or to the side, it'll angle itself down a little bit.
Who also is happy that the homing attack is a lot faster.
The homing
and can
attack.
multi-target.
The homing attack.
Good.
There's no mandatory like half-second stop between robots. You can just go bop bop bop, like that. And you know what? That's a godsend, I think.
Yeah, it looks like a one and done. It looks like a one and done sort of thing. Like you hit the A button once, and then Sonic does.
Or I think it's whoever actually has a target over them at the time, from what I'm looking at.
It looks like whoever's in the general area with the target on you is going to be who you're going to homing attack. But
so you can press the button once and homing attack like 6 dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can homing attack chain. The only thing that I don't like about that is it seems to be a little bit of a pace breaker.
Well, homing attack's always been that way.
It's always been a pace breaker. This is less of a pace breaker.
It is in the fact that you can take away multiple enemies at once, but for me, it's just like it stops you for more time when doing consecutive homing attacks.
Basically, when you the way it is, like in the adventure games and in the boost games, it wasn't much, but there still was some sort of gameplay to when you press the A button for a homing attack. Like you have to press the A button now. From what I can see.
It still looks like you can do the same thing you did in the adventure games for your homing attack, which is one homing attack, pause, another homing attack from there. But you also have the option to stop for a short time, let the targets appear, and then do a homing attack chain from there. So it's an option, and it's a good option.
Well,
overall, it might be a faster option, too.
But in that case, all you're doing is pressing the A button and watching Sonic go for a good 5 seconds without doing anything.
5 seconds? How many homing attacks are you chaining, man?
Do you know how ridiculously long those things get? It's obnoxious. I bet you right now that there's going to be a gigantic, massive-ass chain. You're supposed to stand there for a good 10 seconds and let like 30 different reticules...
Homing attack level.
Yeah, homing
It looks like you have to be pretty close to a group of enemies for targets to appear, actually.
Well, if the range of the homing attack is anything like Colors, you don't have to be very close at all.
Well, I'm looking at the footage now, and they're next to like 3 springs, and he's like 2 inches away by the screen, and the third target didn't appear until he inched up a little closer. And now I'm getting into really fucking hyper analytical bullshit that you don't expect to see on
Well, that's what we're known for.
But oh god, I don't think you're going to be homing attack chaining for 2 miles because I'm only seeing like the
It only looks like you're going to be homing attacking like 2 to 3 enemies at a time. Doesn't really look like you're going to be.
Well, the mock
you
the
know,
mock speed ones look like you're homing attacking 12 at a time.
But that you're still moving like incredibly fast, and it takes about the same amount of time to get through them.
Mm-hmm. Makes you wonder what the point is then.
True.
at that point I
something.
think really satisfyingly long animal rescue combos. But
Because
If it's for
destroying,
spectacle, then I guess.
because destroying shit is fun.
although as Aaron Weber kindly demonstrated for us, if you aren't fast enough on that, you're gonna run your ass into those robots.
Pretty much.
Then,
I love the look of this wall running.
you're looking at the footage.
So, I guess that's all we have to say about the gameplay. Number 2.
Oh,
Okay,
it's
so
got
are
the,
we moving on to the story or whatever?
It would help if
What story?
it would help if
Oh.
we.
The fucking Skylanders characters look like
You mean the Monstars?
they dumb.
Bump up
Those
and
designs
jam.
are
And welcome
dumb.
to the jam.
The designs are dumb. From what I understand, the story is Eggman tried to control these things for like ultimate power and stuff, but once again that sort of went out of control on him, and these things are out causing trouble.
Well,
Although
I'll give them brownie points for something. At least that's at the beginning of the game. But the plot twist at the end. Can we right now?
Eggman's really evil.
Yes.
Eggman
It's a
takes
trick.
back the spotlight at the very last minute, and the final boss is him. That's what I'm guessing. But
The Deadly Six are called the Zeti.
Yeah.
All their names start
Skylanders.
with
I'm
Z.
going to call them the Skylanders because that's what they are. Reject Skylanders characters that got swiped off of the board at Activision.
Zavik, Zaz, Xena, Zik, Zamam, and
Two. What is
Zabubi?
this? Are they really trying that hard to be the 90s Sonic that they're going to take back totally radical 90s tropes like
What about-
C's on everything?
you know,
We've also been told that while not playable, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy will be part of the story.
eh,
Why aren't
Yeah.
they playable? Why aren't they
Yeah.
they
playable?
aren't playable
I would like
because
Tails
because there's this totally unfair stigma against them. That's all.
Well, it wasn't totally unfair a few years ago, but I
People-
agree. I agree. Since we've had playable buddies that were in.
The last game I can think of is Black Knight, and even then,
Black Knight did the buddies right. They all played exactly the fucking same as Sonic with a few tweaks.
Exactly.
nobody hates the extra characters except for maybe like Big. It's people hate the extra gameplay styles, you know.
I don't like it when it's forced upon you. That's the
Yeah,
only problem
that-
I have.
Yeah, they could do like
Yeah.
a Luigi thing in Super Mario Galaxy 2, where like if you want to play as Luigi, there he is.
There you go.
Want
Sonic-
to, he's
if
here.
it's something like Sonic 2 or Sonic 3 where you don't have to do it but you can, I'm all for it. But I don't like it when you're forced to play with it.
There's a certain way to do it, and that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Well,
But I
actually,
agree-
you know,
I-
the game that actually the game that I think that the style that I think that they should go with that is actually the new Mario 3D game that they announced, the 3D World. That's it, because you've got 4 characters: Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad. They play differently, and you can choose whoever you want from the start. And I think you can switch them up between levels too. You know that's basically what I would want them.
Yeah, but knowing them, they wouldn't do that because they'll use the justification that none of them are as fast as Sonic.
Well, you don't. Well, then that's what Sonic has the highest top speed. Maybe he has worse traction, or something.
Now-
you know?
Now that we've abandoned the boost, you know what? That's not even that big a thing. You know,
Yeah.
they could make Tails and Knuckles run like maybe a little bit slower, and then just give them their trademark skills.
They're the same, just like the Genesis games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was actually just going
Well,
to bring
no,
that up.
if
Well,
they
Knuckles
run the
was-
same,
No,
if
Knuckles
Tails
was
ran slower.
actually. Knuckles
Yeah.
was
If he did, I could barely tell.
Knuckles was significantly slower. He also jumped less. Less.
I know
Didn't-
Knuckles had a gimped height, and look, Ted, are you going to bring up the argument if they were just as fast as Sonic? What's the point?
yeah, well, that's just what people are going to say. So that's why I think that even even if Tails and Knuckles were just as fast as Sonic in the old games, if you're gonna want to make Sonic special, that's just to keep his top speed the highest.
I think that's why you'd also incorporate good level design. You know?
That's just a rule of thumb for most games, really. But
yeah. This game needs shitter level design.
It's like, especially with this new tubular thing where there's like 4 different pathways because you can go around and stuff. You'd think like they're making like a higher cliff area that like Sonic has like 3 alternate routes he can take, but maybe there's like this one cliff that Tails can reach or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
But even for this game, when they first teased it and they saw silhouettes for characters that what were those, the Monstars?
Yeah.
Come on and slam.
Oh,
Hit 'em
there's
high,
so-
hit
do
'em
the
high,
jig.
hit 'em high,
What
low, hit 'em low, hit 'em low.
What was everyone's first reaction when that happened?
The
Oh
Monstars.
my God, the shitty friends.
Yeah.
I didn't say friends. I knew they were bad guys. I knew just from their silhouette
Oh,
they were
yeah,
bad guys.
That was everyone's reaction at first. Oh my God, the friends are back. Why?
No, that's sort of like people were acting like that's how it happened in every Sonic game. It's just like each new game introduced like 12 new characters. How it worked. Like
No,
the most new characters we ever got in one game was Adventure, and that was just Gamma and Big.
Yeah, all the other characters in that game existed before then. And in Sonic Adventure 2, the only new characters were Shadow, the Sonic clone that nobody really had a problem with at the time, and
Rouge the Knuckles clone.
Rouge the Bat. Yeah, she was a bit of a what the fuck, but whatever.
Nobody really hated Rouge at
Nobody hated her. Nobody hated her. Who did? Knuckles.
Still looks like a pretty good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
It-
cautious
it
about
does.
it until I play a demo. I really need to see if it's as clunky as I think it is before I can give.
Yeah, you know what?
You need to see if it's as clunky. You're going into this with a really pessimistic mindset.
Okay, well I am going into it with a pessimistic mindset, but I feel like it's my duty to go into it with a pessimistic mindset. Because if I let you guys go around being optimistic and I'm not doing my job right, goddammit.
If I could just say something about the Deadly Six that made me laugh on my first impression is Zord, the one with Lewis's haircut. It just looked. His initial reaction for me was like, "Hey Sonic, if you could like not hit me so hard, that would be great." Like he has that facial expression the entire time. It just makes me laugh.
Thanks for noticing.
I think I'm pretty much on the same. Well, I'm not as pessimistic as Ted is, but I'm pretty
No,
much
I
on a similar. But you know what it is? It's because we're talking about a new gameplay formula here. You know,
Yeah.
if we had a Sonic Unleashed impressions video, we'd probably be thinking the same thing. You know, with the whole introduction of the boost gameplay feature. You know, but this is one of those Sonic games where I can't say much because this is one I really want to try out for myself before
Yeah.
I say anything.
It looks fun. It definitely has potential to really suck like every other game,
Yeah.
but it looks fun just coming out of the game.
It looks fun, and it looks like it controls well in the sense that the players didn't seem to have a problem.
That's
So,
the only area where I'm pessimistic in is the control.
Yeah. Once we can get our hands on the game and say whether or not it controls well, which is probably like one tweet's worth of opinion. Controls well, controls like ass. That's all we need to find. That's the only missing piece to the puzzle, just to see whether or not we
Ugh.
should get hyped for this.
The only thing
Oh,
I'm worried
yeah,
about
but
is like jumping perspective and like I think the double back, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Thank
so
God.
like I know that like there's gonna be like top-down views where I'm looking at the sky below me, and there are like floating platforms I have to sort of jump to, and I wonder if the perspective's gonna screw me up a little bit, or if
Yeah.
the double jump will save me or whatnot. So it's all gonna be about playing it. I think it looks great. I think if
Well-
I'm going by looks, it's already a winner. But playing the game is a different thing, and
Yes.
As far as
I-
perspective
I-
goes,
I-
we have definite drop shadows here, so I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem. You know,
Already better than Sonic Unleashed.
After the warehouse, does bear mentioning, yes.
That's a goddamn shame.
The only extra I want is that Michael Jordan needs to be an extra character. Uses
Hey guys, I just paid off my loan in Animal Crossing. Woohoo! I'm debt
Don't
free
trust-
until.
Don't trust his lies, Ted. Don't trust his
Don't
lies.
trust
No,
his
Tom
lies.
Nook would never drop another massive debt on my shoulders right after I finished my last one, right? Right?
I think we need an intervention.
Yeah.
I've got it under control, guys.
Where did this basement come from?
From
Oh, what's that letter in the mail I just got? Oh, another bill. It's great. It's great.
You want to know who else should be an extra character in this game?
Bill Murray.
We fit trade.
Oh,
Wayne Knight.
We need-
I just Skyped it to you.
You Skyped us a YouTube video.
Video.
Yep.
Mario,
You Skyped us a YouTube video while recording a YouTube video.
It's Mario replaces Sonic in Generations.
Oh, they even have the Martinet
Voice
sound
clips.
effects.
Yeah.
It's a really good mod. I'm so glad this game got released on PC. Anyway, I have nothing else to say.
The only thing I could think of is, did anyone like the theme song of Green Hill?
You mean
And
Windy Hill?
I could
It
take
was
or leave
alright. It was alright.
a little too short for my taste, but I did like what I heard.
Yeah.
It's the guy that's making the guy that made the color soundtrack is returning for this one, so that's already
Oh,
a
good.
plus in my book. 'Cause I love color soundtrack.
We might get another Planet Wisp, Ted.
that
See,
As long
baseline.
as it's not the generation mixes of Planet
That
Wisp, I'll-
baseline.
Don't even joke like that. Ugh.
Seeing Mario run like this is very, very awkward.
It's so
Weird.
much video.
It's so wrong.
Yeah, but Donnie, we've seen Professor Pickle do that too.
That's still my
I
favorite
blame
mod.
the cucumbers for making him run like that.
Cucumber sandwich shop closes in 5 minutes. I'm on it.
I must go.
Unbot it if you please.
What about
See
yeah,
Mario's spin dash.
what
is the
about
weirdest
what about
thing
Pele
to
the
me.
beloved dog?
I just saw Mario do the Sonic Adventure pose.
This is wrong.
This
So
guy
to close
needed to
off
turn
by
off
saying-
his Steam notifications while he was recording this. I keep on thinking someone's chatting me on Steam, and I don't like that.
All right, so
Let's
that's all we
close
really
off
have to
by
say
saying
about
Yeah, we pretty much. Okay, yeah. There's not much we can say really. Again, because
There's not much
Pl-
else that we didn't cover.
It's like when, what's your opinion on Sonic Lost Worlds? I'm like,
the
looking
trailer
forward
just,
to it. The end.
Yeah, it's like the trailer just came out. What do you want us to say about it?
I know.
Guys,
Really?
E3 was in 2 fucking days. You can wait until then for a fucking impressions video.
They
Sorry.
did. They did announce that the game would be out in October. So
Yeah.
no, that was a typo. I read that they got it mixed up with the release date of the Skylanders game.
So when's it coming out?
It is Skylanders. What
It's
the fuck?
I know. It makes sense for them to screw it up. Now they just said holiday release, so
Oh, close enough.
It's probably going to be the usual November.
oh,
So
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure. That's what I read because you know, E3's there's news all over the fucking place. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
As am I.
Well, I'm pretty much obligated to get it anyway in my position.
Yeah.
But
but yeah.
I'm gonna get it.
One
I'm
at
over
12:05 a.m. the day it comes out. What's your impressions, Johnny? What's your impressions, Sonny?
it. Where's the review?
Have you
where's
have,
the review, Johnny?
have you beaten the game? yet?
Johnny,
Have
are you
beaten
gonna
the
do a
game
Let's Play?
Can you believe Eggman was the villain?
Johnny, where's your Sonic animations video?
yet? All
Hey
right.
Johnny, did you finish those errands?
All right,
okay.
so
Yeah.
yeah, we'll talk about it again whenever the game comes out. So stop asking us.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we've got to talk about that other game. You know the one.
You were already talking
Like-
about Animal Crossing.
Well, no, no, well, it's related to Animal Crossing at the very least.
that is true. To be continued. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. Oh wait.